Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today, Thursday, at the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit? How are we doing today? So, Final Cut Pro 11 came out yesterday, and they're saying it's a whole new version of Final Cut. I'm using a different microphone this morning. It looks like it's doing a pretty good job of volume and stuff. Let me know how it sounds. Absolutely. Got our first thumbs up. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, let me go. Let me see. There we go. Now, wait a minute. Here we go. Reactions. There we go. Had to turn them on this time. Got 3 thumbs up already. We'll give you another one over here for the first thing this morning. We have a lot of people watching already. So the thing that I do is I want you to have the ability to comment and let your voices be heard in a professional manner, of course. Our friend Alista says, good morning from Jamaica, just downloaded Final Cut Pro 11, fantastic. It looks like the magnetic mask captures fine detail really well, making it the best rotoscope out there, better than Resolve. Interesting. Didn't Motion VFX just have a AI rotoscoping thing, and this kind of kills it? It is from the outside. That's what it looks like. It Sherlock's their plugin, which people were complaining about the subscription model with Motion VFX. So there you go. It's now included free in Final Cut Pro. No subscription, no additional charge for Final Cut Pro 11. People were saying it's going to be a subscription, and I said no, it's not. It's not going to be a subscription. Sounds great. Good. This is the best mic that I've got so far for live streaming. It's actually one that I use in my iPhone that I plugged into my MacBook Pro, and it seems to be doing a good job. Reviews seem unanimous. Magnetic mask is a hit. Yes. It even I'm excited about the magnetic mask. I've never done much rotoscoping. It was too tedious, setting points everywhere. Now, I don't know how it works on a 10-minute clip, how long it's going to take, to analyze, but for sure, the 5 and 10 second clips that they've shown, it looks pretty darn effective. Good morning. Do you think the plugins that we have running fine in Final Cut Pro 10 Pro 8 will be buggy on Final Cut Pro 11? I don't see why they would, but it's up to the manufacturer of the plugin to be compatible with Final Cut. It's not up to Final Cut to be backwards compatible with the plugins. The plugin manufacturers have to be updated. They have to do the work to be compatible with the new version of Final Cut Pro. So it's not Apple. Unless Apple breaks something, that's a different story. I'm not saying they haven't broken things in the past. But if they break something, that's different. Completely different scenario. Fantastic. Let me just go over here and check on there we go. Fantastic. Let me just go over here and there we go. Just checking on the different streams. We have people watching over on X, YouTube, and Facebook Live, all three. Fantastic. We're going to let you comment this morning. Make comments. Give us your thoughts about Final Cut Pro. I'll sprinkle some of mine in as we go. But I am very impressed with Final Cut Pro 11. At this point, everything, it's in order for us to be here, to be in the presence of the Final Cut Pro team and to see the presentation in a theater. This is the best, absolutely the best, hands down the best presentation the Final Cut Pro team has ever given as far as the atmosphere. All of their presentations have been fine, but as far as the atmosphere, this is phenomenal. This was like being in a mini Steve Jobs theater this time. It was superb presentation. Beautiful screen, graphics behind them. They were on stage like Steve Jobs used to be live. It was like a mini Apple Mac event. Is the Summit turnout more or less than other years? From what I understand, it's more. It's more than last year, so that's really good. The iPad gets enhanced light and color. Nice, which is cool because that puts the iPad version and the Mac version on more feature parity because they didn't have that prior. Jessica Lynn Roberts, I was impressed with the captioning tool as well yesterday during the demo. So Jessica, you're at the Summit? Are you at the Summit? If you're at the Summit, please step up and introduce yourself so I know who you are. I can associate your name with a face. Installed last night on one Mac, haven't used it yet. I actually installed it on my MacBook Pro on my Sequoia partition. I downloaded it before I did this live stream, and I just cut a quick quick little video. I didn't use any of the features. I just wanted to try it out. So it seems pretty cool. It's frustrating they prioritize television-style captions versus custom titles. We'll talk about that in a minute. Final Cut Pro is widely used for internet videos. Who's using this for broadcast and needs that standard? I think that's just the beginning of this. I think we're going to have, well, it is. This is a new version of Final Cut. It's no longer Final Cut Pro 10. It is now Final Cut Pro 11. Final Cut Pro 10 is the past. Final Cut Pro 11 is the future. This is the starting point. This is where they just start the race, if you want to consider it a race. This is the starting point. I certainly expect everybody is talking about why can't they be titles, and I think that's going to be forthcoming. I mean, I know there's a third-party plugin that does that now, converts them, but we'll have to see how that goes. Now, why does it keep saying that? Yeah, it keeps saying the Facebook stream has ended, but it hasn't. I don't know why it does that, but look, I'm on internet hotel Wi-Fi. That's why, right? That's the reason. That is the reason. That's the reason. So another exciting day today. They're not calling it a keynote, but it is kind of a keynote with Michael Cioni. I saw Michael yesterday on the bus. Known him for quite a while. He's been on Final Cut TV and Final Cut Pro Radio. Got my Mac Mini M4 Pro and Final Cut Pro 11 yesterday. Life is good. I got 11 on my MacBook Pro, but my Mac Mini is supposed to be delivered today. It wasn't there yesterday. I mean, it came to yesterday. Nobody was there, so they left a sticker. We'll be back tomorrow, so it'll be there today. I don't care. I'm not going to be there till Saturday, so. Jessica Lynn Roberts says, yes, I'm here. And please introduce yourself when you see me walking around with my phones. We'll find you today to say hello. It's my first time at the summit, and I'm impressed and overwhelmed. Listen, if you've ever been to the summit, they've all been really cool except for 2019 as far as Final Cut goes, because there was no update in 2019. The summit itself was fine. It's always been fine. Future Media Conferences does an excellent job. Speaking of Future Media Conferences, these are the sponsors. These are the sponsors for Final Cut TV, Final Cut Pro Radio, Cormel, of course, our friend Roger Bolton, and FMC. Let me go back here. And FMC, of course, is a big sponsor of Final Cut TV and Final Cut Pro Radio. FMC does a great job every year. This year was exceptional. Apple is stepping up their game for Final Cut. We had the Final Cut promo video a couple months ago, remember? One of the things that I criticized from the last Creative Summit for the presentation was it was just in like a regular classroom style business office, regular lighting, just chairs on a floor, looking up. There might have been an elevated stage. People in the back couldn't even see the bottom of the screen when they were doing a demo because it was just flat. And at last year after it, I said, I recommend please put us back into a theater. I said the One Infinite Loop presentation was better because it was in a theater setting. Sloped seats, dark, everybody can see. And that's what they did. Beautiful theater. Apple Theater is in the Developer Center. It was packed. I don't know, 200, 300 people, including Apple personnel and FMC workers and presenters and stuff, and all the people that paid to get there. So it's hard to describe without being there, but it was phenomenal. The atmosphere. They got us in there. We all got to go in there. It was dark. There was music playing. There were some graphics on screen that was going. We probably sat there for 20 minutes to a half hour before the presentation started, so we got to build anticipation. Look, you've been following Final Cut TV and Coffee we have 90 episodes of Final Cut TV and Coffee. We're going into year 2, plus other live streams that I do. We've been talking about Final Cut Pro 11 since two events happened. Number one is Logic jumped from 10.8 to 11 back in May. Logic jumped from 10.8 to version 11 6 months back in May. When that happened, I said, that's an interesting jump from 10.8 to 11. Why can't Final Cut Pro do it? We started talking about it 4 or 5 months ago. 11, 11, 11. Other people picked up on it since then. But we were the first to talk about Final Cut Pro 11, the possibility of going from 10.8 to 11, and that's exactly what happened. Get some more comments. I use a magnetic mask intensely today and compared it to MRoto AI from Motion VFX. I think we'll have a problem with their 2 different subscriptions now. Yes, exactly. And that's, I'm not really interested in their subscriptions. There's no way that I pay that kind of money for, I don't like subscriptions, except for small developers. I don't care about small developers. Motion VFX, I don't consider small developers. Apple, I don't consider small either. Yeah, so that's going to be an issue with Motion VFX and a new plugin. Matthew, good morning. I think Matthew is one of the people. Yes, he is. Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to do this real quick. Just going to go over here to the other screen, and we're going to do this. Look at this over there at buymeacoffee.com. Someone bought 2 coffees. Matthew, who just made a comment, Pate bought you 4 coffees. In-N-Out Burger on me, he says. Thank you for your coverage of Final Cut Run every year. Thank you, Matthew. It's really appreciated. All these Buy Me a Coffees that have come in, it does a couple of things. First off, it gives me money so I can spend on, coffees and hamburgers and stuff. And then it lets me know that you're really are serious and kind of interested about me doing these live streams. Our friends Tim and X Jazenberg, Dan Dillman, Seymour. We'll go down to Seymour. Here we go. All these great people have bought me coffees. Joe Wilson bought 10 coffees. He must be a big coffee drinker. Daniel has bought multiple. Our friend Sean Beckner over there on Instagram. He does woodworking over there on Instagram. Let's play his little video.
Hey Richard, just want to say appreciate you and everything you do for me. Thanks for all the support and all the shout outs you give me. It means a lot. And thank you for the tips and all the good stuff to buy. And I hope you get to buy a couple coffees with this. So thank you.
So you can make a little video in your response. It's fantastic. Thank you, everybody, so much for buying coffees. It makes a big difference. It makes a difference. Good morning. Loving the new update. So it seems, for the most part, people are pretty happy with Final Cut Pro 11. We never get everything we want. Okay? We never get everything we want. This magnetic mask looks really sophisticated and yet simple. Simple to use. It really looks really, really good. Simple to use and sophisticated, but it's sophisticated at the same time. I'm very impressed with it. I'm very impressed. So far, it seems that it's overwhelmingly people are like the update. Motion VFX will probably try to make their Roto plugin better, not drop it. Competition is good. Absolutely. But subscriptions aren't. Competition is good, subscriptions are not good. I won't support companies that do subscriptions. If the item stops working if you don't subscribe, if they let it work up to the version you have and won't let you update it, that's a different story. I don't mind those kind. But if they stop your plugin or stop your app from working, even ones you did 2 years ago, your projects are no longer open. No, I don't subscribe to that. Missed the show yesterday? Well, you can watch it online. It's still there. Did you watch the video from Apple, which was edited by Thomas Grove Carter yet? We saw it in person. That's what they showed us. That's the first thing they showed us at the Creative Summit at the Apple presentation. So we were the first people in the world besides people that worked on it, obviously. We were the first people in the world to see that video. We saw it on the big, gigantic widescreen in a beautiful, beautiful theater with great sound. And after we left there, then we walked across the street, or walked kind of across the street, a little bit zigzagging. Then we walked into the Apple Spaceship Campus again. And you can walk in there. They have this elaborate food court with just all these different sweets, and they have these aluminum can, recyclable, waters, Diet Coke, Cokes, cookies, fruit cups, other things on one side, and the other side they have two demo rooms. Both of them were demonstrating Final Cut Pro. They were demonstrating Vision Pro. Speaking of Vision Pro, I'm very glad when Apple did their presentation that the Vision Pro editing was number 3 in the list. That it wasn't the top feature. No, it's not the top feature. Most people don't care about it. It was number 3 in the list. That's completely appropriate. Completely appropriate, because it's not as important as the magnetic mask. There's no way it's as important as that. And like they said, the second thing was the auto caption, the captioning. I'm sure they're going to, this is my gut feeling, they're going to incorporate the ability not only to do auto transcribing to captions, they're also going to do, you can convert those captions to regular titles for more effective formatting and colors and backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure that's going to be something that's going to be forthcoming. I had Rotomatic and Keeper both now Sherlock. There you go. I'm satisfied. Haven't tested yet, but everything I've seen looks pretty impressive. 2 small things that I'm really like. Number 1 is vertical zoom. So if your clips go beyond what you can see, there's this keyboard shortcut now. You can zoom everything vertically the same way you can horizontally. It brings it all into the window. I really like that. The other thing is just something simple that it's been missing for 13 years. You can now click on select a clip and move it up and down in the hierarchy of storylines with a keyboard shortcut. You don't have to click and drag it, and shift it left and right by mistake. Click on it and use the keyboard shortcut. You can move a clip up and down. Toot, 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 toot. Fantastic. Something simple, but you can tell that they're thinking about stuff. Very, very cool. Absolutely. Got another one of these coming in. Bunch of these coming in. Thank you very much. So let's do I have a couple videos from yesterday. Now I can't do videos of the Spaceship Campus. They don't want you taking pictures and stuff over there for privacy reasons for employees. Here's just a little something in the lobby. Let me turn this on. There we go. There's Robin. Philip.
Hey, how you doing?
Richard, Gary Roll.
Here's our friend Luke.
I mean, there's an old guy from Canada now.
How you doing?
It's been way too long. He's not young.
Absolutely.
I said there's Alex Goldner, but he's not young.
How you doing?
Hi, Richard. How are you?
How you-
It's FSK Shows.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Fine.
The weird thing is, well, Logic went from 10.8 to 11 back in June or May. And when that happened, I say, that's weird to go from 10.8 to 11. I said, well, if Logic can do it, maybe Final Cut will do it. And I started talking about 11s at that point. But
So, like I said, we started talking about Final Cut Pro 11 being the next update a long time ago. Just bought a coffee. Thanks for the show. Thank you so much, Baptiste. It's really, really appreciated. Very, very cool. So we got this morning, like I said, our friend Sean Beckner, who bought me some coffees over there on Instagram, does the woodworking. He says, good morning, Richard. Late, good news. Look forward to what will come. This is a great Final Cut Pro Summit. This is the one you should have been at. If you've been to the other ones, they've been really good. This one is probably the best. The presentation was so energetic yesterday. It was so professional, just like going to one of the Apple events. It's the best of any of the Creative Summits so far. The press release says there are new keyboard shortcuts. Does anybody know what they are? Well, there's two of them that I just mentioned. Number one is Zoom Vertical. It's a new keyboard shortcut. You can zoom if your clips are out of view and you have to scroll up and down. You can press the keyboard shortcut and zoom them all, and so they're all in view. And the other one is selecting a clip and moving it up and down the different storylines with the keyboard shortcut. Those are two that we know about. This is really good. So we says, hello Richard, great update for Final Cut Pro. Hope we will have a bright future with lots of easy to use features powered by AI. That's all forthcoming. This is, let me go over here real quick. We'll go over and look at the, so this is what Apple says. Look at this. Final Cut Pro 11, nope, wait a minute. Final Cut Pro 11 begins a new chapter for video editing on a Mac. This is not just an incremental update of the old. This is brand new. No more Final Cut Pro 10. Final Cut Pro 11. Starts yesterday. It starts yesterday. So I like when I get a phone call and it says spam risk. I just click the red button. Intelligent new features, time-saving tools, new creative options come to Final Cut Pro across Mac, iPad, and iPhone. An iPhone? Not sure what that. And then at the bottom it says plus spatial video editing, because that's where it belongs. It's not, the majority of people don't want it. What do they mean the iPhone? Oh, they mean the Final Cut camera. Intelligent new features, blah blah blah. So they consider this a brand new version. I mean, it's not brand new, but they consider it a new version, and this is the beginning of 11. This is just the beginning. This is the first steps with Final Cut Pro 11. Well, some of the features require Sequoia. I have it installed here. My Mac Mini obviously will be Sequoia only. Christian says, unfortunately, last minute I had to cancel my trip. It's a shame, but thank you for keeping us informed. Absolutely, that's what I enjoy doing, is keeping everybody informed. Now it's 7. We have the keynote. Michael Ciccione. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to be talking about. I saw him yesterday. He's talking for an hour and a half. For 90 minutes they have him scheduled, so we'll see how that goes. I'm probably, even though it's well lit in these rooms this time, probably going to use my Lumix S5 Mark II X and film it in 6K. Just because I brought it with me, I don't want to not use it. Chris Smith says, can't wait to see what 11 has to offer. It's only the first paragraph of this chapter. First sentence, perhaps. We had 10 for 13 years, over 13 years. Now 11 started the next chapter of Final Cut Pro, so that could be another 10, 20 years. I mean, 10, 12 years, whatever. Fantastic. Very, very cool. Let's go back and we'll watch. We're not allowed to tape over there at Spaceship Campus. I have us going into the Developer Center here. This is outside the Developer Center before we got into the theater. So that was some of the crowd. A lot of people here. Please let us, if you can, share some part of the conference of Michael Cioni. I will. I don't think there's any restriction, unless he says something, maybe a product that hasn't been released yet or something. But I'll film part of. I'm not going to film entire presentations, but I am going to film 5 minutes, 10 minutes of different presentations to be able to pull clips, and I'll present some of those. I'll present some of the ones from today. Well, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do I'm not going to be able to do one of these live streams in my hotel room tonight, I don't think, because I'm going to be live streaming. I'm planning on live streaming from the expo night. So the live stream tonight will be the expo night, which is what I traditionally do. I live stream that so you can see what the expo looks like live as it's happening. Did you get any cool merch at the Visitors Gift Center shop? I did not. I just spent so far this year. Apple's got plenty of my money. I got an iPhone 16 Pro Max with a 1 terabyte SSD. That was like $1,600. I got a Mac. I got an iPad Mac Pro, the biggest one they have, 1 terabyte SSD. Same thing, $1,600, $2,000, whatever it was. And I just bought a Mac Mini for $2,800 Mac Mini Pro, which is sitting at UPS truck that's going to supposed to be delivered today, and I should get it signed for. And I'll have that starting. I'll be back Saturday. I'll probably won't open it up until Sunday, but we'll see. So they've gotten over $5,000 or $6,000 out of me so far. They should give me free merch. Is the Final Cut Pro team going to address the lack of customization on the auto captions? It's almost 2025. Who uses? No, they're not going to address something that's not there, but this is the beginning. Okay, I understand. We want to convert the auto captions to titles so we can do more formatting. Completely agree. I would be surprised if that doesn't come in a future version of Final Cut Pro 11 or some other solution, a simple solution. I think that's forthcoming. So, Option Shift Z for fitting timeline vertically. I'll be using it a lot. Absolutely. May remap it to a single keystroke. So that's an excellent point, Eric. The top 10 shortcuts that I use all the time. Okay, zoom in and out of the timeline. Left, in and out. That's single key shortcuts. Deselect, single key shortcut. Blade tool, I made it a single key shortcut. What is the one that time, you can change the time, the duration, whatever. I made that a single key shortcut. I use it all the time. And there's a couple of other ones that I use. If I do something all the time, I look for a single key shortcut to create a single key rather than two fingers. I agree 100%. Yeah, exactly. They've already got my money for the year. With all that money we've spent over the years, at least one of the Apple Park trees should belong to us. There you go. I played around with the new features. They work very well. This is a great start to the new Final Cut Pro chapter. Absolutely. This is a big chapter in the history of Final Cut Pro. Chapter 1 was the legacy Final Cut. Chapter 2 is Final Cut Pro 10. Now Chapter 3 is Final Cut Pro 11. Final Cut Pro 11. So you need to run Sequoia. You got to run Sequoia. Now on my MacBook Pro, I have 3 volumes: Ventura, Sonoma, and Sequoia. And I can boot into any one of those that I want to. Right now I'm in Sonoma because I'm set up with Ecamm Live and everything with Sonoma. So what else do we have? We'll pull this up. This is the user guide. Put this over here. This is the user guide. Final Cut Pro for Mac 11. What's new in Final Cut Pro? Magnetic mask. Expand your creative freedom with all new enhanced mask. Easily isolate people, objects, shapes, etc., etc. Let me grab that link. I'll put it in the comments section over on YouTube. I can put links in. I don't know if anybody else can, but I certainly can. There you go. So, oh, we're watching that. We don't want to do that. So there's the link for the keynote. I mean, for the now it's, you know what, is it link? Is it yeah, it's a link, right? Yeah, it's a link. It's a live link over there on YouTube. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to put another live link over there on YouTube for anybody that is interested. Here we go. buymeacoffee.com. This is where you can go to buy me a coffee. So, yeah, this is a good point. Crazy as it sounds, it's a free update to people who already own it. 13 years, 14 years, absolutely. It's been a fantastic, fantastic purchase. I bought it on day one. Is the icon the same for 11? I haven't seen anything different. Let me see. It looks the same to me. Well, I'm not on Sequoia, so I can't tell. I cannot tell. Here we go. This is exciting times. This has been a great summit. It's only been one day. And then we still have the Final Cut Pro Team Q&A on Friday night. Although this time, they want you to submit your questions in advance. They want you to submit your questions in advance. So, Final Cut Pro 11 has the subscription talks should be done now. I've been saying that all along. I said they're not going to do a subscription at the Creative Summit. They're not going to spring that on us. That would be a horrible decision. No, I knew that. I said no. Somebody said that a couple episodes ago, Final Cut TV Coffee or Final Cut TV. And I said, no, there's no way they're going to. They said, oh, I know from the inside, whoever it was, I know the Final Cut Pro team, and I know they're going to do a subscription for 11. Nope, absolutely incorrect. I don't know why people say stuff like that when they don't know, obviously, because it's not the case. That didn't happen. So, pretty exciting times. Pretty darn exciting times. I got to keep track of the time. I have to get downstairs. Today we have lunches are provided by FMC today. Let me pull my sponsors back up here for this event. Cormel, our friend Roger Bolton, and FMC is also a sponsor of Final Cut TV and Coffee. So since 2016, FMC has been sponsoring. Fantastic. Hello from Milan again. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Yes. At this point, absolutely. These are great. Yes. Yes. They are going to hear about auto captions into titles rather. It's transcription into captions right now. So the transcription works very fast from what we've seen, the examples we've seen. Yes, they need to make it into titles or do the captions and then convert the captions into titles. One or the other. Kevin says, what kind of questions do they generally answer at Q&A? I think you said they don't want to hear feature requests. No, they're not interested in feature requests. You really can't do a bug report live at the Q&A. You can do that on the form online and submit a bug report. That's not what this is more about. They don't even discuss a roadmap, the future and stuff. Last year, some people incorrectly reported this comment, but here's what happened. Some people said that somebody asked them if Final Cut was going the way of Aperture. Absolutely incorrect. Absolutely incorrect. That's not what I said. I'm the one that asked the question. I know what I said. I never thought Final Cut was going the way of Aperture, and I would not ask that question. What I said to the Final Cut Pro team, I asked the first question at the Q&A. I said, number one, whoever on that panel got the scrolling timeline working and gave it to us, thank you very much. That's the first thing I said. Then I said, I've been seeing this on social media for years. For years, I said, and I'd like the Final Cut Pro team to address it. And the question that I saw, the comments that I saw on social media for years, was that Final Cut was going the way of Aperture. It wasn't my question. I said I'd like the Final Cut Pro team to address these people that keep saying that. And they did. They said not only is Final Cut Pro, they said that's not a thing. It's not going the way of Aperture. Not only is Final Cut Pro, do we have plans for Final Cut Pro for the next 6 months? We have plans for Final Cut Pro for the next 4, 5, 6 years already. They're starting. So this is evidence of that. Final Cut Pro 11 was part of their plan. So that question was not asked. The question was, please address this thing that keeps appearing on social media. That's what it was. It was not a question of if it was. It was just, please address this question that keeps happening, that keeps appearing. Please address it. That's what it was. When is the Q&A? Will you be able to share a video of that with us? No. You can't film the Final Cut Pro team. There's no way. We might be able to talk about some of it. I'm going to take notes this time. I didn't take notes last time, but I'm going to pull my notepad up and take some notes as they're talking. And I think we'll be able to talk about that as long as they say no. As long as they don't say you can't discuss it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Your eligible device is your cost of entry to Final Cut Pro 11. That's very true. That's very true. Absolutely. Let me just check. I got to keep track of stuff because people have been texting me and whatever. So, Aperture may be reborn with Apple's recent purchase of Pixelmator. Probably not, but it would be a great story. So that's going to be curious what they're doing with Pixelmator. They could either divide it up and put parts in photos or put some parts in Final Cut Pro. Or they could create a whole new, brand new app, a pro photo app. I don't think they call it Aperture. Aperture was a little different, but they could do one. Don't charge subscription for it. Do not charge a subscription for it. Give us the ability to do one price. Now, at the demo room yesterday, I was looking for the Final Cut camera person, and I kept going around to different people. Where's the Final Cut camera person? Where's the Final Cut camera person? Where's the Final Cut camera person? And whoever it was not there, because I wanted to demo this for them. What I wanted to do, I'm going to point this towards me. I wanted to demo this. This is the regular native camera app. Record. Now I can't see what I'm doing. Let me do it this way. Let me stand up here. So it's recording. Switch lens, switch lens, switch lens, switch lens, switch lens, switch lens, switch lens. While recording. I don't have to stop the recording in order to switch lens. So Final Cut Camera can't do that. Final Cut Camera cannot do that. Final Cut Camera, you have to stop the recording, switch the lens, start the recording. Start the recording. So that's one of the features why, until they get that, I won't be using Final Cut Camera. Now, yesterday they got rid of two of the things that were irritating me about Final Cut Camera. Number one is they added a LUT support finally. You can add a LUT. It's only one LUT right now. It's the Apple LUT, but that's okay. At least I got one LUT. That's one of the things they added. Number two is HEVC log. You can record an HEVC log now. That was the second thing. If they allow more LUTs, it would be better. But the third thing is, give me the ability to change lenses while I'm recording. Don't give me that stop, select a new lens, restart recording. You lose seconds every time you switch. Now, I understand if you're in a studio, you don't do a lot of switching. You just set the cameras up and they're just whatever lens you start with, is fine. I don't use it for that. I walk around everywhere and I'm constantly switching lenses. It's like zooming in and zooming out all the time. So I won't use Final Cut Camera until they give us the ability to switch lenses while you're recording live. So everybody seems to be pretty excited about this. Everybody seems to be pretty excited about this. This is great because the Final Cut Pro team, as you know, hope someone asked about the future of audio post-production scoring through Logic or Final Cut Pro Mixer. No Apple Audio Post app yet. Very important to me. Would love Apple to do it. So Logic is a music application. It's not really a post-production audio application. It's for making music. It's for musicians, even though I use it for some post-production audio. It's not what it's designed for. It's not meant to be Pro Tools. So we'll have to see how that goes. A mixer, absolutely. Better audio in Final Cut, absolutely. Just to share with the Final Cut Pro community that is following your channel, Richard, I'm working on a very big event with 6 projects and effects, third-party plugins. Everything looks good on Final Cut Pro 11. Excellent. Excellent. Good deal. Pixelmator works well with Apple Motion, and you can create LUTs. You can even use the eraser tool on clips and report out video. Could very well be more Final Cut Pro friendly. Exactly. That's why I said they could divide it up and put pieces in Final Cut and some in Photos or a new app. I almost spent a bunch of money to get M-Roto AI in CineStudio. I'm glad I waited to see what Final Cut was getting in its update. That was smart of you. Absolutely smart of you. By the way, since we are talking about the Final Cut Pro team, Let's give them a round of applause. Bill Davis, you guys did a great job. They watch these live streams. Bill Davis, and I don't know if, I'm not saying Bill Davis does, I'm just saying the Final Cut Pro team watches the live stream. So thank you very much. You did a great job with 11. I'm so glad I made it out here this year. Another one. Tim says export, not report. Exactly. So there seems to be overwhelmingly positive response to Final Cut Pro 11. I think the Roto tool, the magnetic mask, is what is the big feature that people are really excited about. And the captions, although they want Final Cut Pro team, they want the ability to do transcription to titles or convert the captions to titles built into Final Cut. Final Cut Pro team, bravo. See that? See that, Final Cut Pro team? Absolutely. It's really cool. I have my MacBook Pro screen, and I have the iPad Pro screen over here, which is really big. I really love this setup for in my hotel room because it's much better than just having a single screen. I have the two screens again. But it's nothing like when I'm at home with my big LG monitor and this monitor and that monitor. Now here's what I'm hoping. When I pulled up my MacBook Pro from the studio, I just unplugged HDMI cable, unplugged my dock, and unplugged the power supply. Brought the power supply with me, obviously. Left everything else in place. I'm hoping I can get the Mac Mini, unpack it, put it down, and plug everything in, start it up, and everything works like it's supposed, like the MacBook Pro does. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see how good that goes. Can we hope for updates throughout 2025? Absolutely. This is the beginning of Final Cut Pro 11, so I think they'll be updating it, absolutely, with features. Sean says he did buy it a lot about 4 months ago. LOL, about 4 months ago. What did you buy, Sean? Did you buy Roto AI? See, that's, I don't buy anything before a Creative Summit. Or, other thing is Black Friday sales coming up for Thanksgiving. A lot of things go on sale then. A lot of things go on sale at that point. Yes, they do. So we got a lot of new subscribers to the YouTube channel. We've got a lot of Buy Me a Coffees, which is fantastic. So I'll probably do a lot. I'm planning on doing a live stream tonight if everything works out properly from the expo night. 10 or 15 minutes, I'll walk around and talk to people, interview people, see what they think about Final Cut Pro. I'll be filming throughout the day. Yeah, Roto AI and CineStudio, but I don't have them anymore, so that's cool. Such an exciting week for Final Cut Pro users. The updates they made at 11 set a solid foundation for future expansion. Absolutely, that's exactly what's happened. Everybody seems to be excited about it. It's hard to describe in words how the event presentation went yesterday. It was phenomenal. The Final Cut Pro team did such a great job. It was like, the Apple keynote they used to do in person. That's what it was, except it was for Final Cut Pro. They did a whole segment on Logic, which was really cool. As a musician, I really liked it, but I'm not sure if most people there were musicians, because Logic is for musicians. They made that quite clear, and they've said it over and over again. I think Magnetic Mask, the best rotoscoping tool, better than Resolve and even After Effects. Good job, Final Cut Pro team. Absolutely, good job. Final Cut Pro team watches this live stream, so there you go. People overwhelmingly positive on the stream, which is really, really good. I'm really glad. Text-based editing, anyone? In the next big update, it's on the top of my list. Text-based editing and an audio mixer are my two top features that I want to see happen. Now, I know that the audio mixer's in Final Cut. It's been there for years. They just haven't turned it on yet, haven't refined it enough yet. I heard the Final Cut Pro 11 is way better with a magnetic mask. That's what I keep hearing. I didn't use the other ones or buy the other ones, so I can't say for sure, but that's what everybody is saying. For captions, I hope they keep it a different lane. Having captions and the title is messy with all those layers on top of footage. Yes. Oh, the other thing that's really cool, a new workflow feature, is you can hide clips in the browser. Like with the multicam clip, instead of having the multicam clip and all the clips underneath of it, you can hide all those underneath and just have the multicam clip. You can hide and unhide, hide and unhide. It just makes, it's this organization feature that cleans things up. Would love colorized event names features. There you go. Updated to Final Cut Pro 11 last night, and all my motion VFX plugins transitioned perfectly, no issues. Fantastic, fantastic. We appreciate when plugins work effortlessly. When you update Final Cut Pro, make sure you do a backup for Final Cut Pro before you update it. So if you need to go back a version, you should update Final Cut Pro, and you should update your any important libraries. Right? Yes, you should. Absolutely should. So we got a lot of people watching on X, a lot of people watching on Facebook and YouTube. Very, very cool. So I had a good night's sleep. I was up and down a little bit, but that's kind of usual, especially being in a hotel. I'm going to finish this up for this morning. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any live streams during the day. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll get a chance to do one. Maybe I'll get a chance to do a quick one. But tonight, the expo night, say around 7 o'clock tonight, Pacific Standard Time, U.S., around 7 o'clock, 7:30, I'm planning on doing a live stream at the expo, which everybody will be there. We'll talk to people, get the attendees' opinions on what happened. But I think this is a very, very successful Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. My expectations are raised, which is, I'd rather have them raised than lowered. So I start out down here, let's be a little conservative, and they absolutely were raised. They did a phenomenal, phenomenal job. If you weren't here, it's hard to describe, but you missed a great summit. You missed a phenomenal summit if you didn't make it. And I know everybody can't make it. There's millions of Final Cut Pro users, 4 to 5 million maybe, and there's only 150 to 200 people here for the summit. That's typically what they do. We need ease in out controls for keyframes. There's something that's an option now. I saw that as an option. They transitioned some of the picture-in-picture plugins from the iPad version, and one of the things I saw when you create that is ease in and out or linear right from the beginning. So there's something in one of those new plugins that they have that has that option right from the beginning. Absolutely. Thank you for live streaming the event. Absolutely, Michael. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody tuning in. See if you have any more comments before I finish up here. I got to get downstairs and get set up for the first session. It's not a keynote, but it's kind of like a keynote. Michael Cioni. Have to see how that. Michael's always a good speaker. He's been a proponent of Final Cut Pro forever. So, fantastic. Let me just go over there. I'm going to check a couple places. There you go. Ripple covered the ease in and out in their video, I believe. Okay. Yeah, it's a plugin that. It's a picture-in-picture plugin that came over from Final Cut for iPad, And at the beginning, there's a menu that says ease in and out or linear for whatever. So I think you can do a bulk setting or something. At least for that one plugin you can. So that's good. Yeah, that's. I don't like that ease in, and it's like a little curvy S curve that they do on the keyframes. I always turn that off. Always turn that off. Another one of these. Another one of these. Fantastic. We're doing a good job supporting Final Cut. They're doing a good job. The presentation yesterday was superb. Was absolutely superb. Let's give another shout out to the Final. That's not for that. Sorry, that's not the one I wanted to do. A shout out for the Final Cut Pro team. Nope, not that one. This one. There we go. Final Cut Pro team, you did a great job yesterday. Fantastic. Fantastic. Actually, Ripple Training is going to, one of their sessions has changed, which I'm sure they were figuring on changing it anyway, but it changed from whatever the session was. Now Mark and Steve are going over the new features in Final Cut Pro 11. Right. And they're doing live at the session today. I think their session is, let's go over there and look, because they changed it. Here we go. They changed it from whatever it was, and now it is, we already done all this. Chut. So this is Michael Cioni's Bet on the Future, Bet on Yourself. Here it is over here. Final Cut Pro 11 new features. Steve Martin and Mark Spencer. This was not there yesterday before we went to Apple Park. It was something else. So, very, very cool. I'm sure some of the people will be doing Final Cut Pro 11 stuff. I bet you this one changes. Masking and tracking secrets in Final Cut Pro. I'm sure Jen's going to be using the Magic Mask now. Nick Harrah's social media workflows in Final Cut Pro, color grading in Final Cut, bringing your vision to life. I bet you Mark also covers using a color mask, the magnetic mask with the color wheels and stuff. So this is what we got going on today. Fitness Plus uses Final Cut Pro for all their videos. And then we have Networking Expo Night from 6:45 to 8:45. So 2 hours. So maybe about 7:30 I'll do a live stream tonight. And we'll talk to people that are there, get people's opinions on what they think, so everybody can see that. Very, very cool. Looking forward to all that stuff going on down there. Not to whatever, everyone's buzz about Final Cut Pro 11, it's cool, but yesterday I saw that Resolve 19.1 came out and it's got lots of cool new features. Of course, I'm a big proponent of DaVinci Resolve. I love DaVinci Resolve Studio. Absolutely. Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, LumaFusion. That's my NLEs. I don't need any more. Sponsors. Cormelt, Roger Bolton or Cormelt. FMC, they sponsor Final Cut TV. They sponsor me to come out here to Cupertino each year, and I appreciate their sponsorship. Plus, you all sponsor me on buymeacoffee.com. Absolutely, you sponsor these live streams and sponsor things there. So I'm going to head out of here for today. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to do a live stream, maybe, but I'll be filming all day, some of the presentations and stuff, and we'll watch those clips probably tomorrow morning, because my live stream tonight's going to be from the expo night. Probably around 7:15, 7:30. I'll probably fire it up for like 10 or 15 minutes, walk around, talk to people. Have to see how that goes, but that's what I'm planning on. All right, everyone, I'm going to get out of here and finish up. I appreciate each and every one of you. You can subscribe over there at my YouTube channel. Absolutely, subscribe. We'll pull that up there. And then you can also buymeacoffee.com. Over there at Richard Taylor, buymeacoffee.com/Richard Taylor. It's appreciated. It is sincerely appreciated. All right? If I don't see you before tonight at the expo night, if I don't see you before, I'll see you tonight at the Expo night. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Talk to you later. Final Cut Pro 11, let's do one more of these. For the Final Cut Pro, that's not the right one. How do I make sure it's graffiti? There we go. Final Cut Pro team, thank you, did a great job yesterday. We all appreciate it. Final Cut Pro 11 is great. Another super successful Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. One of the top ones. Another thumbs up, fantastic, it's appreciated. Very good. I got to get ready to go downstairs, everyone. I will talk to you all, if not before, at Expo night tonight. We'll do a live stream. Talk to you later.